Iran, Iran, Iran. Behind every problem is Iran, a terrorist nation whose chief exports are violence, bloodshed, and chaos.
Under President Trump, United States-Iranian relations have taken a decisive turn for the worse. President Trump pulled out of the historic Iran nuclear deal, and not long after, Trump and Iranian President Hassan Rouhani raised the possibility of going to war. But the United States and Iran weren't always adversaries. Iran and the United States have conflicting interests in Syria, Iraq, Yemen, Lebanon, Bahrain, and Afghanistan. They also disagree bitterly over Israel and the Palestinians. Israel is a key U.S. ally in the Middle East, while Iran refuses to recognize the State of Israel. U.S.-Iranian relations became embittered in 1953 when the United States and Britain backed a coup to oust Iran's democratically elected prime minister. Mohammad Mossadegh irked the Western allies by nationalizing Iran's significant oil assets.
Who has long been regarded as one of the West's best friends in the Middle East.
The U.S. and Britain replaced him with a monarch, Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. Many Iranians say the coup is proof that greed motivates Western meddling in Iran. Under the Shah's rule, Iran and the U.S. were close allies.
Against the dark background of the atomic bomb, the United States does not wish merely to present strength, but also the desire and the hope for peace.
In 1957, the two signed a civil nuclear cooperation deal. The U.S. provided Iran with research reactors, training, and enriched uranium. The Ford administration even supported the Shah's ambitious plans to build 23 nuclear power plants. That all ended in 1979, when nationalists and leftists sparked an anti-monarchist revolution. The Shah fled to Egypt. Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini returned to Iran from Paris, and the Islamists co-opted the revolution. Khomeini established the Islamic Republic. His disdain for the United States and his death to America policy was the foundation of the Republic.
In November 1979,
Islamist students stormed the U.S. Embassy, beginning the 444-day-long hostage crisis. During the crisis, Iraq invaded a chaotic Iran and began an 8-year war. The United States backed Iraq early on, selling it arms and providing classified intelligence. Diplomatic communications between the U.S. and Iran were also cut. In 1983, a suicide bomber killed 241 U.S. military personnel in Beirut, Lebanon. The U.S. blamed the attack on the Iranian-backed militia Hezbollah. A year later, the U.S. listed Iran as a state sponsor of terror. In 1988, the USS Vincennes shot down a commercial flight, Iran Air 655, over the Persian Gulf. All 290 passengers and crew were killed.
The tragedy of the attack on a civilian airliner and horrible killing of innocent children and their mothers have so much affected the public opinion of our people as well as that of the world.
The U.S. said it mistook the scheduled flight for a fighter jet. No military personnel were reprimanded. For many Iranians, it symbolizes U.S. aggression against Iran. Neither the U.S. nor Iran has apologized for either incident. Relations showed signs of thawing when reformist President Mohammad Khatami was elected in 1997.
The Islam which we know and practice and upon which we founded our revolution recognizes the right of all human beings to determine their own destiny.
Khatami was one of the first foreign leaders to offer condolences after the September 11 attack. Candlelight vigils were held all over Tehran in solidarity. The Iranians even offered their airspace and landing field to the U.S. military for the fight against al-Qaeda. But shortly after, President George Bush labeled Iran, Iraq, and North Korea the axis of evil, freezing relations again.
States like these and their terrorist allies constitute an axis of evil, arming to threaten the peace of the world by seeking weapons of mass destruction.
The Obama administration began putting in place a series of sanctions to force Iran to the negotiating table.
These are the most comprehensive sanctions that the Iranian government has faced. They will impose restrictions on Iran's nuclear activities.
By 2013, Iran's oil exports had plummeted, and inflation skyrocketed. The sanctions hurt the ability of normal Iranians to live their lives, causing medicine shortages and the prices of basic goods like milk, bread, and vegetables to soar. The Iran nuclear deal was finally struck in 2015. There seemed to be a productive working relationship between Secretary of State John Kerry and his Iranian counterpart. With the election of President Trump, relations soured quickly, and Trump followed through on his promise to pull out of the historic Iran nuclear deal.